So sorry that we're late, but for some reason we couldn't get into Facebook, but we're here now. So for you guys who are regulars, give me the wave, let me know that you're here. I'm very glad to be back in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Some of you have seen me pop up as an impromptu video over the weekend. I really mustn't video myself, you know. I realise that when I am carrying the iPhone, I am shaky. I think that's my old age. And but anyhow, we were really excited to tell you about the new flavours, and for those of you who missed it, we'll tell you shortly. So if you are a regular viewer, please let me know that you're here, and if you are a newbie, again, let us know that you're here. So let us know that you're here, whether you're a newbie, a hobbyist, a professional. Let us know that you're watching tonight, and and let us all share everything. So I've got a lot to do tonight and a lot to tell you. We generally are about 2 hours, so if anybody's watching, I pack a punch in 2 hours. So I've got a cake to make, some cupcakes to make, decorate a big cake, decorate a small cake, and tell you about all the things we're going to sell. So I'm just going to see if John's going to shout out a few hellos. So John's in the kitchen and Maria is in the kitchen. So Maria's been working here at our home office all by herself, so she's glad to have us back. Aren't you, Maria? I'm not sure John wants to be back. I think he was happy to stay on holiday. I'm glad to be back anyhow. So while John's just getting a list of people together, let's just tell you what's going on. On Thursday morning, let's talk about the community. So you have seen that John and I have set up a closed group, and it's called the Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake Community. And basically what we're trying to do is build a genuine audience of followers of Sugar and Crumbs, and it's a community group. So the way that everybody works on a live, it's very friendly, you all help each other. I don't really want you to be all going, hi Mary, hi John, hi whatever. You know, if somebody shouts out a question, you know the answer, try and give them the answer. And let's keep it about what we're talking about tonight, and then we can talk about other things other times. I'll always answer questions for you. So the group is doing very well. There's over 3,000 members in less than 4 weeks, which we're really very pleased about. If you've not joined, all you need to do is go to Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake Community, and we will register you tonight. There's a few rules. They're very simple. Keep it friendly. Give good advice if you've got advice. If you're a newbie, don't be frightened of asking. Don't think that you're silly. You're more than welcome to share your cakes. The ones that I don't want you to ask is, if you're going to do adult themed cakes, you must put in the comments in your notification that you are showing some adult themed cakes. Show your cakes in that one, and then afterwards do a comment and put your adult themed cakes there. And then the last one is, I don't want any copy sellers. So if you are promoting copy silicone molds, copy Chinese nozzles, copy anything, I don't want it promoted. It will be taken off the group. Okay, all the big companies like myself, like Karen Davies, like Katie Sue, FMM Cutters, we have invested a lot of money bringing designs to you, having them made properly, made with the right equipment, and the last thing that we need is somebody coming on trying to sell a Chinese copy, and then people ask why things don't work. Well, they don't work because they're not as good quality. So that's the only bad rule in the group. Please don't promote any of those or you'll be kicked off. But otherwise, it's all going swimmingly well. So if you are a member, let me know that you are. And I think John's ready to do some shout outs. Are you ready to do some shout outs, John?
I can't, because my scroll is not scrolling.
Well, just do it off your phone.
So I'll have to do it off the phone. So apologies if anybody gets missed, but we do have over 200 people watching.
Oh, that's good.
So I can't watch everyone out, but we've got, just quickly, Lisa Waters, Lisa Ann Clark, Carol Belton, Diana Dench, Georgie Goble, Lynn Spruce, Jane Temple, Linda Griffiths, Carrie Louise Gray. Oh, her son is watching, called Taylor. So hi.
Fantastic. Hi,
hello.
Taylor.
Hello there as well. We've got Sabrina Yan, Lindsay Speakman, Priscilla Hamilton. I think that's all the ones I can see at the moment, but there are definitely a lot more than that. So hello to everyone.
So hello. So you're going to have to see me wipe my face. I'm sure you're all enjoying the heat wave the same as us. And then what did I do? I came back off holiday and I said to you guys, you know what, because I've been away for 2 weeks, I'll do a live. Didn't know it was going to be a heat wave, so I've been melting all weekend. I've been baking cakes like crazy for the new flavours. So what is it we're talking about tonight? So tonight we're going to talk to you about Sugar and Crumbs flavours, and with being part of the community group and so many newbies there, there's newbies who can bake and there's newbies who can't bake. So I'm going to show you very quickly how to make a bulk batch of cake mix very quickly, get them in the oven, and how lovely they're going to be. So I'm going to show you how to do those. Also, we've launched 5 new flavours. You've all gone crazy over them. John was laughing his head off when I said I wanted to bring some children's flavours out, and he went, nobody be interested in mermaid, unicorn and llama. Well, you've gone bonkers. Anyhow, so it's just great. So let's tell you about the 5 new flavours. We've got mermaid flavour, unicorn and llama, okay? Now the only thing is I can't remember which one is which. I did write it down and forgot to bring the thing in. But basically, I think llama is bananas and strawberries. One of them is white chocolate with a hint of blueberries, and one of them is white chocolate with a hint of rose. Now they are very light in flavour, and I think you will have to use them at full strength. I like all the flavours at full strength myself. I know lots of you dilute. I only sort of recommend diluting for Nifty Nozzles, but only because the amount of buttercream we're going to put on, but otherwise I like it full strength. But I know some of you do dilute all the time, which is fine, that's fine. So I'm not wiping my nose or anything, I am sweating. So, so there we go. So let's just show you what I've made this afternoon. So John, can we see on this one very clearly?
Just put it back where it was.
Yeah.
That's it, fine.
You see there, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from the children's flavours, we've also brought out the wedding flavours, and I know that you've all gone potty over those as well. It's always exciting when the royals do something, and whether you're a royalist or not, the fact is it is our country, and I always believe in getting into the spirit of things. So Prince Harry and Meghan have chosen their flavour of choice for their wedding cake, lemon and elderflower. So we brought out 2 flavours, lemon and elderflower on its own. And I will tell you, they are delicious, absolutely delicious, as all our flavours are. So I tried to find one of our Nifty Nozzles. Have you ever looked at an elderflower? They're tiny little buds. I've tried all over the place to buy them, but they're not in season yet. I think they're due at the end of May, end of June, so I couldn't get any edible elderflowers. And then I thought, well, I'm going to have to use the smallest nozzle I've got. So I'm promoting tonight the mini Nifty Nozzles. They come in a set of 9. Now Nifty Nozzles, these are the genuine Russian piping tips. So all you regulars who use me will know that my business partner, John's business partner, Alexander Lebedev, is the original designer of the Russian piping tips. And him and I work together and we create designs of which we've registered, and they are called Nifty Nozzles. So if you see Nifty Nozzles, you've got a genuine piping tip. What is the difference from those in Chinese copy? The quality, absolutely. And when you put them side by side, you can definitely see the quality in the thickness of the steel, the laser cuts. You know, am I going to tell you that the Chinese copies don't work? No, I'm not, because that would be unfair for me to do that. Some do, some don't. Some are very bad copies. But you know, if you buy quality, you're buying the right thing. You know, if you buy cheap, you buy twice. So I'm going to use a little bundle tonight, and then 9 nozzles. They don't have a name in them, but I'm going to use 2 of the designs out of those tonight for these. And what we've made here is we've made just a little selection of cupcakes, really, that I've just decorated up. Can you see them well enough? All of them? Close up?
No, just turn around, that's fine. Perfect.
Yeah. So I know lemon and elderflower is white, so their white flowers with a tiny bit of yellow in, but it's very difficult to do that, to create them. So I just thought, you know what, these will look really very pretty. So you'll see that I've used normal muffin cases, which we sell on our website. Am I under the camera there?
No, just
this way?
this way.
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Back a bit.
So they're the normal size muffin cases, and we also have used the minis as well, the mini muffin cases. We sell these in bulk. They're an absolutely great price. You should grab them while you can, and we're going to use both types tonight, okay? And then let me just tell you what else is in. So I'm going to move these out of the way for a moment. So Maria, can I pass you those? In fact, oh actually Maria, I can put them there, you're okay. So I'll stick them there. And then I've done this cake, and this is what we're going to make for you tonight as well. So I wanted to put some fresh edible flowers on. I don't know whether you can get that, I can come to you. Is that okay? Because when you move it, it goes wobbly. So I wanted to put some fresh edible flowers on. I wanted to put the elderflowers on, but like I said, they were out of season. And I wanted to buy some fresh edibles, but because I was away, I ordered them, and because it was the bank holiday, they couldn't deliver them today. So I had to have them delivered on Friday. So they're not quite as good as they were when they arrived on Friday. So my advice is, if you are going to have edible flowers, make sure you get them as near as you can to the day that you want to use them, and don't put them on the cake until about 15 minutes before. So really, sorry, that's one of my doggies in the background going mad. So I must have saw a bird or something go past, I don't know. So hopefully you can hear me. Hope you like this little design. Those people who don't know me, those guys who don't know me will know that I do everything rustic. I like rustic. You know what, all I'm here to do is to create a cake that's going to be simple, quick, for anybody to achieve. So we're just going to kick Basil out. We know it's Basil. So, we're just going to do a quick cake that I believe everybody can achieve. So let's get going then, shall we? Right, just 1 second. Right, let's get this cake out of the way. So let me pass that to Maria. And what we're going to do first, we'll put the oven on. That's what we're going to do. We'll put the oven on. I think there's a possibility we've got a visitor. Right, okay, so Maria's going to take over the camera, and oh, I just need to tie up my hair, sorry. It's so hot, I forgot. Just 1 second, let me tie my hair, wash my hands. Actually, somebody's here. Oh, right, boiling hot. So we're going to make a cake in bulk, yeah? So when we make it in bulk, so normally when I show you how to make a cake, I show you how to make it, you know, 8 ounces of this, 8 ounces of that. Well, we haven't got time today because we've got so much to do. So I am going to put my mixing bowl straight onto the scales, and we are going to do it in bulk. And Maria, you don't need to film this. We've made cakes loads of times. So anybody who knows Maria will know that she works here at Sugar and Crumbs. She does all the mini 1-minute videos for you, and normally she does all the little filming, but because John's had to go off and sort out who's at the door, inconsiderate that they didn't know, I did a Facebook Live on Monday. So I am using Stork. You can use any margarine that you want, but I have always used Stork. It's something my grandma used. And you know what, we all get into the habit of using things that grandma uses. So I put in a pound of Stork, which is 16 ounces. So, just saying, they were inconsiderate, visiting us on a Facebook Live night, John, weren't they? So, whoever was visiting us. So there's 16 ounces of margarine in there, and then we're going to put 16 ounces of sugar. Now, you can use caster sugar and flavouring, but tonight I'm going to use salted caramel because I'm going to use these sponge for something else. So I can't use them in an elderflower because I've got a friend's birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to quickly make them a cake as a little surprise. So I'm going to use 16 ounces of the salted caramel. So when people ask, can you use Sugar and Crumbs in the bakes? Of course you can. There we go. And 16 ounces is just short of 500 grams. There we go. So let me just pop those out the way, so they're not in the way there. And we're going to get that, we're going to chop this in, because we don't want to mix it all up straight away because we'll have a big icing cloud. So we're just going to quickly chop that in. And John, is there any questions? Is anybody asking anything?
Not at the moment I can see.
So we're just going to chop this in.
Sandra's just asked, you can't see You can't see for the comments. I think you need to swipe them
Right.
to the left or right and that'll get rid of them.
Yeah, there's a couple of things to do. If you don't want to see the comments, turn your iPhone or smartphone or iPad into portrait position. It's only when it's landscape they go over. Or if you want to watch it in landscape, swipe to the right or swipe to the left. There's always a debate which one it is. So, but just put your finger on the screen and flick it, and that will get rid of all the comments. And if you are enjoying it, please give the thumbs up and the like. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick cake. So when I'm baking in bulk, this is the mixture I usually use. So normally when I come on live, I normally do an 8-ounce mix or a 10-ounce mix or something, but we're going for the biggie, yeah? So that's the icing sugar and the butter, margarine, in the mixing bowl, and I've just chopped it in, simply because if you don't chop it in, I'm going to have a big cloud in the kitchen. So let's get that on. We are going to have a little bit of noise, so you don't need flavouring with this mix. Okay, then we need some eggs. I always use free-range eggs. I don't know what you guys want to use, but because it's a 16-ounce mix, we need 8 eggs. We're going to have 8 eggs. And then mix your sugar and your margarine until it's really nice, light and fluffy. So I'm just going to turn it up when I crack these eggs. And if anybody wants to ask any questions while we do this, that's fine. I'm going to multitask tonight, we're going to go at speed. So I know lots of you have baked cakes before, but there's lots of newbies on here who haven't. So I've just dropped a bit of shell in there, so I have to dig that out as well. I'm just going to... So whenever you're going to get shell in your mix, use the eggshell to get it out. For some reason it magnetises. So let me just find it. There it is. Just going to stop and go now again. There you go. That's in. That's going in. So we've got those on there, and then we're going to weigh the flour. Now there's 2 flours that I use. You can use supermarket own if you want to, or you can use a premium flour. I always use McDougall's. They do 2 flours, and don't get 2 flours, and thankfully they changed the packaging because they did look very similar. So this is a normal self-raising flour, and this is a premium sponge flour. It doesn't matter really which one you use, they're both equally as good. You don't need to sieve them, they're fantastic. The McDougall one gives you a very light, whiter colour sponge, so instead of a yellow sponge, it makes a really much whiter sponge. So I saved that for sort of something really special. Today we'll just use the normal McDougall's. I know some of you use supermarket own. Because we use this as well as self-raising, I see loads of recipes where you have to put bicarbonated soda in, baking soda, salt, whatever you want to put in. And in fairness, I never put those things in, never ever. I don't even know why they're there, but you know, I did sort out the recipe. All I'm going to do is show you my recipe. Okay? So let me just show you where we are now. So we're actually going to make the cake mix. Pardon?
That camera's too close. It's not focusing because the mixture's moving.
Okay, no worries. So, just going to stir the mix. Which camera are we on, John? So I can just show them the mix. This one, can we go on this one?
Yeah.
So you can see that I've just done the mix there. It's really light and fluffy. So how yellow that stalk margarine was is now gone really nice and white. And that's what we want, okay? So I'm just going to dig at the bottom. And it smells gorgeous, especially with having a salted caramel flavour in. Always smells nice, whichever flavour you put in, really. Right. So here we go, back on the mixer again. While we do that, I'm just going to measure out 2 lots of 8 ounces of flour. Because if you remember, we're doing a 16-ounce mix. Now, why have I not put this in the bowl? Don't. Straight into the mixing bowl, don't. You've got to fold this in. as well, when you're making a cake, you must go by the exact ingredients. I remember when I was a young girl, I couldn't afford a set of scales when I had the kids when I was younger. And just quite serious, when I was a one-parent mum, I was absolutely brassic and stuff. So I used to have to guess with a spoon. And sometimes I guess right, and sometimes I guess wrong. So I used to have some shocking cakes. So we've got our mix there. And then what we're going to do then is we're going to incorporate our eggs. Now when you incorporate your eggs, pop in 2 at a time, and then let them count 30 seconds so they're incorporated. And while they're doing 30 seconds, I'll spray up some tins. So I'm going to put in 2 eggs. If somebody wants to count 30 seconds for me, that'd be great. And while we're doing that, we're going to get our tins ready. Now I did forget to bring in a greaseproof liner. Doesn't really matter. I do use a thing called spray release, and I like the Kid Star range. It's in 100ml and 400ml. It's my favourite, if I'm really honest. So easy. But you know, back when I was a kid, I used to have to use the margarine with the greaseproof in and grease like that. There's no problems in doing that. If you want to grease it, some people grease it in Elderflower, but I prefer to use the spray. So I'm just going to give it a spray. Normally I like to put a liner on the bottom, but I think I must have left my brain on holiday because I didn't do the other cakes either this weekend. So, you might wonder why I've got 2 cans out, it's just that one's coming to the end. This one's coming to the end, so I just wanted to be sure I had enough. Okay, so another 2 eggs is going to go in. So while that's doing, let's tell you about some other things that we're selling at the moment. So the new boards have come in. These are absolutely beautiful. So these are rose gold boards. They come in squares and rounds. So we do, which camera round job? Should we stay here? So we do a card. So there's a rose card, that's the thinner one. Very, very strong, okay? It's double thick and it's coated all the way round. And then we do the drums for you to put the cake on, and these are in this beautiful rose gold colour. They're absolutely lovely. Squares and rounds, we do them singles and in bulks as well, so you can see all the bulk at the back there. And then we've also put cake dummies in. I never actually sold cake dummies before, but then I thought, you know what, we use them so much for demos that I really should sell them. So cake dummies are on the website as well. So we've got to put the lights on. Feeling the look. So let's get those out of the way then. Now, so we don't need those. That gives me a bit more space. 2 more eggs are going to go in. So everything's on our website. Everything I'm telling you about tonight is on the website. 30 seconds. And we've got the oven on. So when I bake, I always bake on a low heat. And I always bake at 140, which is very low for gas. I think it's like a gas mark 1.2. And I work on a fan-assisted oven. So I'm not quite sure what that is for a normal electric oven. That's not fan. But I'm sure there's plenty of people on here that will tell you. So I always bake on a 140 for my sponges. Then we are going to put in the last 2 eggs. I'm just going to pass that to John. Stop that in the sink for me. When you're in the kitchen as well, always have some cloths, okay? Just for your baking, not your dishcloths for everything else. Keep these as separate ones for yourself. You always need them for something, for wiping your hands or just wiping the top. We sell them on the website, they're really very cheap as well, and these are great. And if you don't even want to use them for your baking, they're fabulous for cleaning your windows and you don't need to get them wet either. So, cake mix. So we've mixed that in now. Now, everybody goes into a meltdown if their cake mix curdles. You don't have to. Seriously, there's no problem. If your cake mix curdles, do not worry about it. And if there's some professionals out there who said, oh, she's so wrong, I'm sorry, I've never had a problem with my cakes yet. So, and this is curdled as well, so I'll show you. So, because we put so many eggs in, don't know whether you're on there, because we put so many eggs in, can we see?
Fine.
You can see it's curdled, but don't leave it though, keep stirring it, and we're going to put a little bit of the flour in. I'm just going to put a little bit of the flour in. Okay, now don't mix the flour, fold in. So don't ever worry that, oh my goodness, it's curdled, and you're ashamed to tell people. I've met so many people, even professionals I've met, and they admit that it does curdle on them as well. So don't panic at all. So we're just going to fold it in. So this is the first bit of my 8 ounces, and then this is the second 8 ounces. Now you can do an all-in-one cake mix if you want to, but I just like to do it this way. So make sure you dig down to the bottom of your pan. Keep folding. Keep folding, you'll see it's all coming together. Don't worry about it. Let's put the rest of the flour in. And lift it up. Now, keep folding. Now what I do now is, this is a 1/16 ounce mix, and I always put a tablespoon in for every 4 ounces. So of cooled boiled water. Cooled boiled water means that I've boiled it in the kettle and I've just taken it off the boil, let it cool down, and I add that in last on my mix. And if you're going to ask me why, I'm going to tell you it's going to make you a lighter sponge. So because this is a big mix, we're going to go back to the mixer and we're going to give it 1 minute on the mixer. And that's because it's a big mix. And from that we're going to do our sponges and we're going to do our cupcakes. So
Kelly said she was always told to use a metal spoon to fold in the flour.
That's right. There's probably nothing wrong with that, Kelly. I use a spatula, doesn't matter. I'm not blowing my nose, by the way. I'm just very hot and bothered in the kitchen. So we're just going to give that a quick mix and then we're done. There we go. So Kelly, I'm not saying you're wrong, everybody has their own way, but people always ask me, how do I make a really nice sponge? And tonight you're going to see, because what I do is I actually make this sponge, put it in the oven, and then you're going to see for yourselves that there's nothing wrong with it. So, there we go. So John, can I give you this? Because I'm going to need this. Thanks. Can you just stick it in the sink and wash it? Thank you. Right, so which camera are we on now? We're still on here, right, okay. Just so that I can see little Maria, she's running around here, how she's going to get this photographed. So we're going to go back to our sponge. We're just going to give it a fold in, so it's really nice and loose. Just gonna, and I'm going to guess. Now, if you want these perfectly even, then you should weigh your sponge. But like I say, we've got a lot to do tonight, so we are going to estimate lots of things. So we are going to pour.
How much water did you put in?
I put in 1 tablespoon for every 4 ounces. So sorry, let me get that out of the way.
So that was 4 in a 16-ounce mix.
Yeah. So just going to pop this down. Looks even enough to me. So you can guess or you can weigh your mixture if you want to. But I've got to guess. Right, okay. We're going to get those in the oven. You can lick your fingers, it tastes nice, doesn't it? So some of you guys might ask in the kitchen here about hygiene and stuff like that. You know, haven't got a uniform on, face mask on, gloves on, I've got nail varnish on. Well, I'm a hobby baker and I only bake for friends. Okay, I don't sell any of my cakes at all, so I don't need to worry. It's only the same if I was cooking a Sunday dinner. I'd look really stupid if I suddenly come out with my hat, gown and everything else on and started cooking the Sunday dinner. So if I wanted to sell them as a business, then that's a different game altogether. Can I just give you those to rinse, please? So what we're going to do is, we are going to use a few cupcakes cases. I'm going to use the minis. Now the minis, I thought you had to put in one of those, you know those pans that have 24 little cases in, and I put them in there and then they all came a strange shape. So you don't, you just put them in your normal pan. So let's move that out of the way. And we're going to fill them up. And always fill your cases 2/3. And I'm lucky enough to have 2 ovens in the kitchen, so the other ones go in nicely as well. And because I want these flat top, I'm going to bake them on 140 as well. If I want them domed, I'll just knock up the heat to 160.
What size were the cake tins you used?
The cake tins I used was 8 inches.
And do we sell those online?
I don't, unfortunately. I used to sell cake tins, but they were never really a big seller. They ended up staying in the warehouse for such a long time. So, unfortunately, I'm in a business where I've got to sell things, so I've just discontinued them. My recommendation to buy, which cake tins to buy, if you're going to buy, go onto Amazon and buy Paul Hollywood's own or Alan Silverwood, I think he's called. He does great tins. I use both of those, they're fantastic. So we're going to put those in the oven. I'll pop those in a minute. So we'll just move over. And then we've got these crown cup cases. I haven't got many left. Can you remember how many there is? So anybody wants to buy these, they're a great price. 200. I think they are for $3.99.
There's only about 5 or 6 of white and about 13 or 14 of the red.
So we've got 13 or 14 of red and 5 or 6 of white left if you want those. And they're set there. And these are lovely. So out of this 16-ounce mix, we have made 3 sponges, 6 minis, 6 normal size, and these crown cases are really big, so I don't know how many of these we'll get. I didn't bring my bowl scraper in. I sell a fantastic bowl scraper and it gets every bit out. So if you're on a diet, like I'm always on a diet and fail every Monday, it gets every bit out. I think I might just get one more cupcake here. And then I'm going to have a quick clean up. And then we're going to start decorating our cake.
Do the cases keep their colour well when baked?
Yeah, that's why I'm using them tonight, so you can see them. Yeah, they do. So it's always good, prove it here live. The thing why we do these live sessions is so one that you can interact. I always generally answer the questions the next day, or Maria answers them, and also other people answer them for us as well. Thank you very much, Maria.
Will we be getting the crown cases back in stock?
No, I can't get any more. I've tried to get them from the supplier, but they're actually a discontinued line. So unfortunately, what I've got is what I've got. So whoever buys them tonight, that's it, they're gone.
And Jane has just said she's still on her diet, 43.5 pounds lighter in 19 weeks.
Oh crikey, tell me what you're doing.
Well done.
You've got to have stopped baking then. Tell me what you're doing, because I lost half a stone before I went away on holiday, and I think I put it back on again before I actually went on holiday. So you'll see that I'm just cleaning up after myself. I like a nice clean station as well, so that you, when you're working, you can get everything done. So Maria, I'll just give you that, and then I'm going to put these in the oven as well, and we'll put these in on 140. Can I give you those to rinse again? And do you want to just open the oven, John? Maria? Right. So I'll put those in on there. Those in on there. Right, I think we put the big cake in the oven. What time did we put the big cake in? 8:35 was it? Well, anyhow, I think it was about 8:35 or 8:34. So we want about 20 minutes at least. So what we're going to do now is, these are cakes that I made earlier.
And Jackie's lost nearly 5 stone in a year.
Well done, fantastic. Don't make me so jealous. So let me just, I made these on Saturday. So they have been in the fridge. Now normally if I'm saving them I would freeze them, but because I knew I was going to be using them today, I just put them in the fridge. And you will be able to see from these that they are lovely. So there we go. See? They're lovely. There we go. So we're going to just take off the sponge off this one to the base. Off that one. Get rid of all the rubbish. Here's kindly done my clean gloves for me. Right, there we go. Can I give you that, John? Right, so I have redone some buttercream already. I've made some buttercream, but I'm going to quickly show you how to make some as well. The reason I've pre-done it already is because I don't particularly want the mixer screaming its head off while we decorate. So there's our sponges. Let me get
8:34 the cakes went in.
Did they? Good. Who knew that?
That was Maloney.
Maloney, well done. Maloney.
I haven't.
Maloney.
Yes, yeah. I haven't forgotten the pronunciation.
You've got me going now. So what we're going to do is, let me find my cake drum. Where did that cake drum go? The spinny thing. Oh, it's there, John. You've got the cake on it. So do you want to pass it? Here we go. The whole cake.
What, this?
Yes, please. The whole lot. And the turntable.
And the turntable.
Yeah. Super. So this is one we did earlier. Let me just get that over there. In fact, I've got to take that to go on. Just 1 second. Display stand for that to go on. And then these two are going to have to alter their cameras so that we can get this sponge on. And buttercream, that's what I need. So Maria, we have left the buttercream out there, didn't we? Just 1 minute guys, because it's so warm in the kitchen here. In the afternoon the sun comes round on the kitchen, so I've had to leave it on the dining room table, so just give me a minute. There's a lovely pair so that I made earlier. Just 1 second. So I'm just going to give this a quick rebeat. But before I do that, I'm just going to put a little bit on the board there. It smells lovely. Sorry, I've got to wipe my face again. Are you all sweating as well? So, just 1 second. All right there, John? Yeah, we're going?
Yep.
So let me just put this in. Right, and my top. So I'm just gonna, I'd already pre-prepared the buttercream, so I'm just gonna give this a quick mix. So let's put the cakes together. Now, if you're a professional, you're going to muck about doing all the edges, cutting it, make sure it's really level. Because I bake them flat, I don't feel as though I need to do that. And the other thing is I jiggle them about so they look flattish, and I'm quite happy with that. So before any of you professionals have a heart failure, it's just the way I do things, and I'm quite happy with that. And I've never had any complaints yet about my cakes. So I am putting on lemon curd. And any of you who follows me knows I'm a big lemon curd fan, and I really think I should learn how to make my own lemon curd. Yeah. And then we're going to grab a bowl of the buttercream. Let's get that. A second. Can you see what's going on here? Yeah. Sorry, I forgot where I was. Were you struggling to see? I'll just dirty that spatula up. So we're just going to put the buttercream on. You can pipe it on and make pretty designs if you want to, if you're going to leave it plain, but I'm not going to leave it plain, so to me I just need to put it on. There we go. And then my other sponge, we are going to sit on the top, like that. That knife. So what do you think of the sponges, guys? Anybody got any complaints? They're lovely and soft. Everybody happy with them?
Is the buttercream salted caramel as well?
The buttercream is all salted caramel, this. I am going to blend up the elderflower afterwards. I know that I said we're doing a lemon and elderflower cake, that's that one. But because I end up with 3 cakes, I've got that one, this one, and one in the oven. I have to find people to give them to. And then, like I say, I've got a friend who's got a birthday tomorrow, and they just said, oh, can I have one? I went, right, okay, I'll have to do salted caramel. Well, they asked me whether I do salted caramel, so I have to do salted caramel for you. Right, okay, so we've got that one. Now, I was thinking, and you can all decide, I can actually do the same colours if you like, or should we do a combination of pinks and lilacs? What do you think? So this is just a theme for the new flavours. So would you like to see something a bit different, a different colour altogether? Or would you like me to do that one again? So while you're all telling me, John will have a little workout on what you're all in favour of. Is it pink or is it yellow? So the last cake I'm going to put on, okay, now a professional baker will slice that off, but me, I just turn it over. There we go. And then I have a little look by the eye. Am I happy with it? Yep, I am. Am I happy with that? My lemon curd away. Wipe my hands. And then I'm going to get a piping bag. I'm going to fill up with the buttercream.
I think there's more votes to do a different colour.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's what I thought, because you've actually seen the yellow now, and then I thought, you know what, let's do a different colour. So I brought in the pinks just in case. So I think we'll do some pink and lilacs. Now, on there, I used the Colour Splash range, so anybody who follows me knows I'm a big Colour Splash fan. But I've also started using another range called Fractal. Fractal, is it? Fractal, okay. And I normally say fracture, and John sort of goes like that. She's got it wrong again. So Fractal, which are amazing, and they are suitable for vegetarians and vegans. So I like both ranges. It's really personal choice. In the Colour Splash range, there's 29 colours, and I think in the Fractal range, I think there's about 16. So you'll see that I am putting the buttercream into a piping bag with no nozzle. It's a very soft buttercream. I'll squeeze it down.
Heather Baker is in the US and has asked, how hard is it to order our products? The best thing to do, Heather, is just message us and we will get in contact with you tomorrow. We just need to know what you would like, and then we can get a quote for shipping and we can get it all sorted out very quickly.
If we could find a distributor in the USA, it would be amazing. But let me just do this anyhow. But the problem is, with everything, shipping is expensive, and it's all based on weight. Maria, which way are you going? It's all based on weight. So all I'm doing now, this is a really soft buttercream, so I'm just squeezing it on. Doesn't matter if it fell off, we can sort it all out. All my regular customers will know that I'm going to go rustic fairly shortly. So you can do any funny design that you want, but we're just going to squeeze it all on. And I'm going to refill up my bag. Some more on. Yes, so it was based on weight, so when it's going abroad it can be expensive. Now we do have a lot of customers in Australia, New Zealand and America who buy direct off us, and they accept that, you know, they're going to pay a premium for that. We don't charge you any extra, we only charge you what the courier charges, but unfortunately it's expensive, and that's because it goes by air. So there we go. Then we're going to get my offset spatula, and then we are just an offset spatula, and then you can just scrape it around. So we're just going to take it all the way around. It doesn't matter if you see any crumbs in it. If you are a professional, you are probably having a nervous breakdown now, but like I say, I am aiming. So is Maria out of shot there, John?
Yes.
Right. I am aiming at the hobby baker, the newbie, and how to decorate a cake, achieve some great results that all their family and friends will be chuffed about. And they're going to become very familiar with the word rustic. So there we are, just going to scrape round.
You never get an mess filling the buttercream bags, Carol. What's your
Pardon?
trick? You never get in a mess with the filling the piping bags.
I don't get in a mess.
No.
How do I not? Why does everybody else get in a mess?
Well, there's been a few comments about people getting a mess. Yeah.
I don't know why. I like holding them over my hand, and I know lots of you have to use a glass or something. So there we go. So we'll just put our first coat on. I'm just going to get John to make sure that I've got a spare shelf in the fridge. I'm sure we have, but I need it bigger than that one because that was a 10-inch board. So see these edges here? We don't need to worry about those, guys, because we're going to be using Nifty Nozzles, which hides things. Just going to put this in the fridge. A couple of minutes while we make our colours up.
You just run through what the buttercream recipe is.
I use a simple buttercream recipe, and I use 500 grams of icing sugar to 250 grams of butter. And I use value butter from the supermarket. Butter's very expensive these days, so I use value butter. You can use Lurpak, which is beautiful. You'll pay more for it, and that will give you a whiter buttercream. But I mean, I've used a cheap one here, and I'm going to show you how to do it in a minute. So I'm just going to take that in. I'm not too worried about any of this. Get your clean cloth, wipe your board. Always wipe your board. And like I said, this is why you need a board for your baking, not for a board. Wipe a dishcloth for your baking, not one that you use to wipe down all your everyday pots and pans with. So I'm just going to wipe down the board. And Maria will clean my cloth yet again for me. Spent half the night in the sink you today, haven't you, Maria?
Sylvia's asked, who is the camera lady next to you, Carol? It's her first time watching.
Oh, hello, Sylvia. Right, well, the lovely, pretty lady that I always have next to me is Maria. And she's lovely and slim, and she eats all the cakes. I only have a nibble, look at the size. She eats all of them, look at her. So that's going in the fridge. So Maria works for us and she makes all the small videos. So when you're a regular at Sugar and Crumbs, you'll see lots of 1-minute videos, and that is Maria. So some people say, oh, she gets in the way, but she has to get in the way if she wants to make those videos. So you have to share the screen with me and Maria. So John, can you just put that in the sink again for me, just wash them. They need washing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix up our next batch of colours. So I'm just going to save that pot there for the next crumb coat. And if I could have those, that cloth back fairly rapid, that would be great. Can you wash those, Maria? Super. And those. I'll just wait for John to give me the cloth back. Thank you very much. Just 1 second. Right, so that's my pupper moment. I think some of you might think I've got OCD, and I probably have, but I did when I was younger. John thinks I still have it now, but I always believe if you keep it nice and tidy, you'll get the job done properly. Right, so I'm just going to put on my second batch of salted caramel. I'm keeping that one for my crumb coat. So this was the second batch that we did, pre-made. And you can hear Maria just washing up in the background there. So is there any questions, John? Anybody wants to ask anything?
Carly said, Carol, I struggle to get the right consistency buttercream for the Nifty nozzles. Do you have any tips?
I'm going to show you how to make the buttercream in a moment. But first of all, I'm just going to start blending the colours.
Do we sell the pink boards?
We don't. Again, it was something that I bought off Amazon, and it's a glass board. So I just looked on Amazon for pink glass board, and that's what I got. I got 2 sizes. So we are going to do pink, 2 colours of pink. That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to pop it in there. So this buttercream I've already pre-made. I made it because to be fair, it takes a good 5 minutes to make your buttercream, and I didn't want to keep mixing while we were here. So I'm going to use the fractal colours this time. And then I'm going to show you how to make buttercream as well. So are you all enjoying it? You're all glad to see me back, are you? Thanks, Maria. She works hard, this girl, you know. She's so used to us now. How long have you been with us now, Maria? Is it over a year now?
Yes.
Yeah, just nearly 1 year. And when she came, she was so nervous, because I make everybody nervous. But she was so nervous, and now she's great. She knows exactly what we want, where we are. So, as I say, in the range of colours here. So, John, are we on this camera? John?
Okay, I can leave it there.
Yeah, you can be here.
Perfect, there, yep.
Perfect. Okay, so there's 2 range of colours. So there's the fractal colours, okay, and those are all suitable for vegetarians and vegans, yeah? So they're a gel colour, as I say, they're edible and they're suitable for vegetarians and vegans. So this lovely red and everything you can use. And then the other range, which I really do like and I've promoted very, very well, is the Colour Splash range. There's 29 colours. These are great, they're fabulous, and they're bake stable as well. So when you use them in your bakes, so you colour in your sponge, they look exactly like it does on the tube, and so do these as well. So I'm going to use, so in the cake over here, are we over here, John? This one? So on this cake here today, I used 2 colours. I used lemon and pistachio for that cake, that's all. And then on here, I'm going to use the purple orchid. So I'm just going to Put a nice blob of that in there.
How long do those cakes need?
Oops, don't know, they're nearly done actually. Glad somebody reminded us. Forgot about the frigging cakes. 1 second, let me go and have a look.
Thanks to Maloney again.
Is that good girl Maloney? She's so good. So, John, can you pass me a skewer out of there, please? Forgot to bring in a cake tester, so wait till I get this big boy out. So, here we go. Super. I'm over here.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Don't know who you're passing it to. But let's just see how we're doing. Absolutely fine, but I'm going to give them just 3 minutes because they're cooked, but I just want them to have a little bit of a colour. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to quickly do this one. Maria or John, do you want to do this colour? Thank you. So when you mix your buttercream, this is how I'll tell you how to mix your buttercream. You get your butter at room temperature, which means you've got to be able to squeeze it, okay? And then you put it in the mixer and you beat the living daylights out of the butter only. So beat the living daylights out of that, and you beat it till it's nearly white, yeah, or as white as you can get it. So I would say, you know what, go and put it on, wash your pots and leave it to beat for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes, however fast your mixer goes. Then once you've got it to that lovely white fluffy colour and it looks as though it's doubled in size, you've got to also stop it a few times to make sure you scrape down the bowl. And scrape down, it doesn't matter which mixer you've got, most mixers you will have to scrape down the bowl. So, and that is to make sure there's no, so what will happen is you'll see streaks of yellow, that means it's not all incorporated. So just make sure you scrape down the bowl. And then you then add your icing sugar. So I always, for Nifty Nozzles, I use a minimum of 500 grams of butter and a kilo of flavoured icing sugar. You can use plain icing sugar and flavouring if you like, but you know, Sugar and Crumbs is all about flavoured icing sugar. It's consistent in flavour. I get a bit of a shaky hand when I start to put flavouring in, and then I find each batch is different. And sometimes I forget to put it in. So if I stick with the flavoured icing sugar, I know I'm good to go. So we've got that lovely mauve colour there, and we're going to do, I think I did the pink, didn't I? I think we'll do a lighter pink. And then, John, do you want to just pass me those wraps there, please? Because while Maria mixes this next colour for me, I'll get the cakes out of the oven. So do you want to pass me that one, Maria? Yeah, so we've got 2 colours. We've got this here. So we're an hour into it now and we've baked 3 cakes. You can tell that they're baked. Are you on this camera? You can tell that they're baked because they just start pull away from the side. Can you see? So I've already had the skewer in them, which the skewer came out clean. Sorry, that's got buttercream on it now. So you can see that the skewer's come out clean, and you'll see that it's just started to pull away. Yeah. I think you can see this one as well. That one's just started to pull away. Clean the skewer. You see how lovely and flat they are? Are you impressed, guys? They are, before your very eyes. Well, this one was on the bottom shelf, and that one's done as well. Now I just need to get those cupcakes out. So the oven off. Do you like it, guys? And the cupcakes need just a bit longer. So the cupcakes need just a little bit longer, and I've just turned them up a little bit, yeah? So I'm just going to put these over there out of the way so that they can cool down. And then when we come to the end of the session, I'll take them out so you can see how nice they are. So just 1 second. And now I've got another one of these here, ready for when the cupcakes come out. So, let me just actually do this another way a moment. So you've now whisked your butter, okay, and then you pop your icing sugar in. When it's really white, you pop your icing sugar in, you chop it in. You make sure you chop it in first, because if you go and mix it, it's going to be all over the kitchen. So you chop it all in, then you put it on your mixer nice and slow, and then you add some boiling hot water, okay? And I add a tablespoon at a time until I get it nice and soft. So can I have that other colour, Maria? Super. And can I have the cake out the fridge? Now, I saw this little idea, it's not my idea doing that actually, I saw this little idea by Wilton, and I watched a lady on Wilton. She had about 10 spatulas, a load of kitchen rolls. She was wiping down every single one, and she was putting a purple on, and then a yellow, well, she was doing the greens actually, so she was doing a yellow, a green, a light green, and it went on, it drove me mad. So we're going to do it the quick way. So we're going to go with the darker colour first. And can you all see close enough? You just check that Maria's not in the way. Can you all see close enough? Are you just in the way? Do you want to do this? I'll move this camera. So sorry guys, we're just going to get a wiggle on 1 second. I don't know which camera we're on. Are we on this one? Yeah. And then John will...
Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be a bit of a funny one, this one. So you're going to see me at a funny angle. So we're just going to do a splash of this all the way round. So we're going to do a bit of palette painting. So easy. If you can't do this, even the kids could do this with you. So just spread it on. Now I'm sure Wilton did it far neater than me, but do you remember the word rustic? So I'm going to put that on. And she swapped between palettes all the time. You can do them as thin as you want, or as thick as you want. So I'm just going to spread these out a bit, building up the layers. Then we're going to have the darker pink. These pinks are lovely, aren't they? So this is from the natural range, not natural, it's from the Fractal range of colours that are great for vegetarians and vegans. They're suitable for anybody, but I know vegetarians and vegans are always asking me about the colours and which ones they can have, and they can have this range. So you just intermittent, they put this anywhere. So I'm not sure whether you can see me doing that. Can you see it, John?
Yeah.
Right, just 1 second. It's always funny when you're decorating on an angle. And I think I've gone all the way around. I think I'm breaking my back here, reaching over like this. And I'm just going to pop in another purple one there. And then we're going to use the lighter colour. So, is everybody quiet, John, or has anybody got any questions?
No, I don't have a spot.
Can I have one of those pink snatchers, please? If you can, try and use the spatulas at the same size spatulas if you can. So I'm just going to put the lighter colour up in between. I missed a dark bit there. So just put some lighter colours up. Such an easy way to decorate a cake, and you don't have to worry about all being straight and perfect. Do you like it, guys? And don't worry that it doesn't go around the bottom. We'll sort that out. And then I'm just going to add a few more dark bits. Just layering it up. Is everyone still there, John, or have you just gone to sleep yourself?
No, everyone's still here.
Do you all like it, guys? What do you think?
Iris, there's no questions, all mesmerised watching.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you, Iris. Got me out of that one.
Right, okay. So we're going to get the cloth on. So clean round your board again. And then I'm just going to see if those cakes are ready. Cupcakes are ready. Right.
There's been an ongoing debate about store or butter.
Right, you use butter for a Madeira cake. For a sponge cake, use margarine.
No, I think they're talking in the buttercream.
Oh.
Or in the stork cream.
Right. Is that Jackie Eaton who started that conversation?
I think she's leading a breakaway group.
Right, okay. Put it in the fridge for me, yeah, please. Okay. Right, so Jackie comes on to our Facebook Lives, and she is a fan of margarine in her buttercream. And everybody who knows me knows that I totally 100% disagree with it, okay? It wasn't called, it was called buttercream because you use butter, Jackie. So, and while you're on my Facebook Live, that's what we're going to be using, butter. So let me get these cakes out of the oven. Let's see. Are they done yet? Glasses are steamed up. Right. So there we go. We've got our sponges. Let's check they're cooked. Yep. So we've got our sponges. Our cupcakes. And then you can see, oh, did you see what I nearly did then? Schoolgirl error. Schoolgirl error. So, and then we've got the small one. So now you can see how those mini foils, which are these, what we sell on the website. So you can see you just put them in a normal cake tin, cupcake tin. And look, they're great. Really pretty. So those of us who are on a diet, we get half the one, we have one of these instead of the big giant ones, okay? So I haven't really filled my sponges evenly there, but I'm never really bothered about that because I always use them for Nifty Nozzles, and we cover everything up. So let me just get rid of these to cool down. So do you like those, guys? Everybody like them, John?
Mm-hmm.
Are you paying attention, John, or are you in the store butter debate?
I'm paying attention.
Use margarine for your cakes, for your Victoria sponge, butter for your Madeira, and butter for your buttercream. Okay, 1 second, let me get rid of those. There we go. Right, so they can all cool down there.
The cake that Carol was putting purple icing on, she's going to be coming back to that. She's just stopped for a few minutes to get the cupcakes out of the oven.
Yep. Right, so, Nifty Nozzles. So
And it wasn't Jackie that started the argument this time.
I don't believe that, Jackie. I'm sure you nudged somebody. Anyhow, so we're going to use Nifty Nozzles, and I'm going to promote these. We have a lot of nozzles. Maria, do you want to just pass those? We have a lot of nozzles, genuine nozzles. So if you've got any other type of nozzle and it doesn't say Nifty Nozzle and you're having problems with them, then that will be down to the laser cups. So in our range, we have designed over 150 designs. I didn't register all the designs, if I'm really honest. I registered the top selling designs, mainly because of the expense. You know, it's 350 euros per design, and it adds up to quite a lot of money when you're registering a lot of them. So these are all the nozzles, and we do 3 sizes. We do the extra large, which do go onto cupcakes. We do the large, and then we do the minis. And you can see them in side by side there, how much smaller they are. You'll find that these are really lovely and shiny. If you put them next to a copy, you will definitely feel the difference. And the laser cups are bigger, clearer, nicer. Okay, so these are the Nifty nozzles that we're using. Some people do ask me where I got the display case from. I'm almost sure I bought it off Amazon or eBay. I think they're about £35 each. If anybody wants one, I have 2 brand new ones still in the wrapping. All you've got to do is message me and I will sell you one and send it out on free postage, providing you're in the UK. I thought I needed 3 and I actually don't, I only actually need 1. They do look, just 1 second. I've got something blocking them there. Let me do it this way, never do it upside down. Have I gone the right way? I don't know what I've done with that then.
There'll be loads of people flooding into that,
Yeah,
won't there?
exactly.
A glass case with a broken lock.
Yeah. What do I say? Oh, there you go. I think I'm just not finding the hole now. There's something stopping it. I'll go back to that. There you go. Anyhow, so if anybody wants one, the other 2 are brand new. I use them for the show. So let's start bagging up the nozzles now then. So piping bags. We're going to need 3 piping bags, and we're going to choose 2 of the nozzles. And 2 of the nozzles I like this little flower one. So we're going to use that one. Use that one. They don't have names, these, and I'm going to use that one as well. So these are the smallest flowers. So just pop those in the piping bag. When you cut your piping bag, which camera are we on? Are we on here? Am I in? Yeah. So when you cut your piping bag, drop your nozzle into the bag, and then just cut on the clip. Let me just get the buttercream off the scissors there. So just clip. Have you done it? Oh, was it? No, was it? I knew there was pressure. It wasn't the lock, was it? Yeah. So can you see how I've just cut on the bag there? You can just see I've nicked it, and then we're just going to cut where I've nicked it there. I don't know if I'm still in camera. Am I still in view, John, on this camera, please? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. And your piping bag, your nozzle really needs to be in line with your piping bag. If you cut halfway up, then you are going to have a problem because the pressure of the buttercream will push your nozzle out. So I'm going to do that one again. So we're just going to cut there, push it back. I don't know whether I'm in camera because John's doing something at the moment. Am I in camera?
You are.
So that's just a little bit short. So we're just going to trim it off again. Yeah, okay. So get that one. And then we're going to use a leaf tip. I'll just bring them in. Where have I put that bowl of nozzles? Here they are. And then the leaf tip we're going to use is the 352. Yeah, and I use 2 leaf tips. I use the 352 and the 366 Wilton. So these are not mine, they're Wilton's, and I think they're both the same price for both of them. Now this one I did drop on the floor and stand on it, but you know what, don't worry about him, he works perfectly well. So don't ever worry if you've stood on the back end of your nozzle. It's the front of the nozzle that's important. So let's get some colours in here. We're going to do mainly white. Okay, this is a pink patch on there, don't we? Okay, so we're going to do mainly white. And is that in the camera, John?
Yep.
Yeah. So sorry, I have to keep taking it out while I hold the bowl while I get the white. So we're going to put white all around the edges of the bag. I like to hold the bag. So people are saying, how do I not get covered in buttercream? I like to fold it over my hand and push the buttercream in. You can use the cling film method. We can talk about that another day. This way at the moment, this is the way, my favourite choice of doing it. So I'm going to do a nice thick layer of white. We're not triple toning today, we're just double toning. And then we're going to use this lovely pink. We'll pop the pink into the middle, push it right down to the bottom. Are you all enjoying it today? Did we get loads of newbies? Have we got loads of newbies watching?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one bag done. And then we're going to get the next one.
So if you need the buttercream softer, what's the best way to do it?
Okay, so I always use soft buttercream, soft to medium, not medium to firm. Ideally, medium buttercream. I hear people say that they need it really soft, really firm, and they put it in the fridge until it's rock hard. And if you have to force it out of the nozzle, then your buttercream is too firm. Okay, it needs to be the same consistency as when you do a rose swirl. And talking about rose swirls, I was going to do some of those for you, but I'm going to have to send John to go and get the nozzle. That'd be fun, won't it? John, on the kitchen top in the other kitchen is the Wilton 1M. Do you want to go and get it for me? Just having a nervous breakdown, is John now, because he's been challenged to go and find a nozzle.
Is it by itself or is there loads of them?
I think it's by itself on the drainer. Don't think I brought it with me. No, I didn't, I forgot it. It's on the drainer, I washed it before. So we've got 2 pinks going on here. And then we are going to go and get our cake back out the fridge. Just 1 second. So Maria made up some green before for me. And we're going to use our piping tip. Sorry, Maria didn't make up some green. I made the green myself for that cake. So can you pass me another spatula? Thanks. That's great. So for this we're going to again 2-tone. And John's just going to run off and get me that Wilton 1M. So we're going to 2-tone. Can you see on this camera? Can you see? Yes. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to put plenty of green in there, and then we're going to put the pink in. Now because we're using pink colours, I'm going to have pink in the centre of my leaves coming out, like I have done with the yellow, with the green here. I've put yellow in it, you'll see. So we're just going to put that in, and there we go, we're ready to rumble. There we go. Here, back again. Right, okay. And then we'll get our cake. So our cake is it in the fridge, Maria? You enjoying it? Whew. So, all you professionals who are having a nightmare that I didn't crumb coat the cake, and we've got this little edge all the way around, we're going to hide all that now, so don't panic. So I'm just going to sit down, and then I'm going to find a place where you can see it on this camera. So if they got the right camera action, pointing the right way. So just 1 second. So with the nozzles, are we on this camera, Maria? Big one?
Yes.
We're on this one. So with the nozzles, okay, you need to squeeze, we got it? You need to squeeze onto the cake, so you squeeze up 1 centimetre and you're off. Oh. I've done a classic thing here, guys. I didn't wash this nozzle first, so hang on, let me just cut this off. So, tip here, this is a brand new set and I didn't wash it, the nozzle. So what I'm going to do is cut this nozzle off, and I'm going to use a clean nozzle, just 1 second. So don't ever panic if you do that. I'll just make sure that this is cleaned. Yeah, always wash your nozzles first. So this is a brand new set that I've opened, and then a little bit of the take that off, throw that away. Just throw that away. So we've got a new bag. It's a good thing about going live. Can't hide anything when you go live. Look. No, got it right.
It does say 1M on it.
I think the biggest clue, John, it was the only one on the drainer, was it? So let's start again. So we are up. Are we on this camera, Maria?
I think so.
John? And we're just going to go round. John, can they see this okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we're just going to go round. So it's really nice little delicate flowers. So can they see me, can you actually see me putting the nozzle onto the cake?
Yes, perfectly.
So you go onto the cake, squeeze up 1 centimetre and off. Squeeze up 1 centimetre off. Squeeze up 1 centimetre off. So a lot of you who've been following me know that I always say this. I don't sort of, you can see I'm releasing my fingers as I come up all the time. And you really need to squeeze, come up that 1 centimetre. So you see how you don't have to have it all nice and neat around your edges. So we're just going to go all the way round. Now see, this one was a bit flat, so I'm just going to go back on top of it. There you go. I'm going to go all the way round. Look how pretty that is there. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? Mm-hmm. So, and then what we're going to do is, we're just going to do a couple of randoms. Can we see that on the camera, John?
Yes.
So we're going to do a couple of randoms. So quick to decorate this cake. I don't know if anyone's been timing me. And then we're going to go, can we see at this angle?
Yeah.
This colour here is beautiful, isn't it? So it's really vivid. I think this was the orchid one of the fractal colours. It's really vivid. So we're just going to keep doing it like that. Very simple design, this. Yeah. Then we've got the other nozzle. Let me just see. Let me squeeze some of the colour out a moment. So this has got white coming out first, so we'll put in a couple of white ones. till the colour starts coming out. A couple there. You can see the pink's just starting to come out now. So, you know, for you hobby bakers, these are a dream, these nozzles. They're just so easy to do. And all of you who can't do them, so many of you have been on my classes, and when you've been on my classes, you walk away. You know, I had a guy, Phil Thorne, you know, he came, he's been to the shows, he's watched them, not mastered it, came to the class, and on the community group, he did a dome cake this week, you know, and it was beautiful, the colours that he used, everything. And I have to say, it was perfect. And then we've got, you know, we've got loads of ladies who've been on the classes. Karen Naylor, Wendy Ann Preston, Lindsay Cockerill, Lindsay Pearson. There's loads of you who've been on the classes, and they're well worth the £99. If you can't, I show you here free on these lives all the time. But if you can't master it, come to one of the classes. I've got a space on Saturday if anybody wants to join me. I'm based in Stockport, they're £99, and then the next class is on the 30th of June. So all you'll see now is that I'm just building up, sitting them on top of each other. Aren't they lovely, these pinks? John's not saying anything, so I presume you're all not talking. So I hope we're getting loads of love arts for this.
Question from Sheena about the pipe. She's looking for decent piping bags. Do you sell these as well?
I only sell these small piping bags. They're a 12-inch piping bag. Can you see them on there?
Yep.
I sell them on our website. They're the only things I recommend. I don't recommend you using the big piping bags. You overfill them too much and you need the small ones. I've heard people buy them from Home Bargains, but they're having problems. They keep splitting. So if I was you, jump onto the website and get these in your shopping basket. So I think we've got plenty of flowers on there so far. What do we think, guys? Are we liking it? Where's our leaf tip? And then we're going to put some leaves in. So lots of you struggle with the leaf. So let's just show you how we're liking it, John.
Yep, lots of lights.
So for the leaf tip now, it's got a little V in it there. Yeah, is that in the camera?
Just not.
Yeah. So we've got a little V in it there, and always have it this way. So I always have the top with the join of the bag. Don't try to pipe this way. So what we're going to do is, so I'm hoping I'm on camera. So
yeah.
We're just going to do a small leaf, a medium leaf, a bigger leaf. It's just gone a bit firm, this buttercream, and a bigger leaf, all from one nozzle. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down. So sorry, I'm shaking a little bit because this buttercream's gone a bit firm. So you can see all the different sizes. What you guys do is, you do these, you do them, you do them. Do you recognise any of these guys? Do those so they dangle off. Do you recognise them? Any comments, John?
It's a little bit delayed, isn't it?
I know it's delayed. So when I show you these, we don't always get the reaction straight away. So let me just get rid of those. There you go, Maria. Right, so let's put...
We're actually based in Stockport, which is South Manchester.
So let's just get some leaves on now. So all we're going to do now is...
Could you recommend a nozzle suitable to pipe onto a superhero cake?
A superhero cake? What, one of the Nifty nozzles? The thing with the Nifty nozzles, they're all flowers. So I really wouldn't know which one to use. So let's just go around. I'm not sure if I'm in camera here.
Yep.
So the leaves are the things that bring it together. So you really do need them. And I see so many of you doing cakes and you don't put these in, but you really need to. So we'll just randomly put these in there. So then I'm going to put a couple in there, a couple in there.
Nest has asked, how do you stop your icing going too soft? And she thinks her hands are too hot.
Yeah, well, your hands can be too hot, but I've already said I like a soft to medium buttercream. It mustn't be watery, you must be able to squeeze it. Am I still in camera over here, Jim?
Yeah.
You've got to be able to squeeze it easily, yeah? So if it can't squeeze easily, it's too firm. And this is slightly firming up. This is why my hand's shaking. So if your hand shakes, it's because it's too firm. And we made this green earlier. So let me just carry on with a few more around here. 1 second. Can we see there?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to finish this cake. It won't take long. And then I'm going to show you how to do a couple of rose swirls. So I hope you newbies have enjoyed this session. We're here every Monday at 8 o'clock. Next week we've got Claire Corbett coming. I was meant to ring her today and I forgot. Claire Corbett coming. She's going to be showing you how to make macarons with our flavoured icing sugars. She came last year and I have to tell you, they are delicious. She does classes as well for making the macarons, amongst other things. She does some wonderful things. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to hide those gaps on the board with a load of leaves. So I'm just going to whiz around the board. So Claire Corbett's going to be here next Monday night showing you how to make macarons with the flavoured icing sugars. And anybody who's been on one of her classes will tell you they are delicious. So she'll be here showing you how to do that next week, 8 o'clock. I've got something to show you different for Thursday. And then I think the week after we've got Dawn Butler coming in to show you some airbrushing skills. So I've just put the leaves all the way around. Yeah. So what do we think, guys? Are we happy with that? Quick way to decorate a cake, really nice and effective. And you know, as I hope you like it anyhow, I quite like it. So let me just show you the two together. Let me put those in there because we'll use those again in a moment. So let me show you the two together. So this is the yellow one. This has been done with the lemon and elderflower flavour, the new lemon and elderflower flavour. I have put some fresh flowers on, edible flowers. Do check when you're buying flowers, don't just go picking them out of the garden. Do make sure that they are edible flowers. You know, the last thing I want you to do is go and picking up a foxglove or something and killing half the family. So do make sure that you do pick edible flowers. I've had these delivered from a company. Unfortunately, they arrived on Friday. I had 4 boxes of them and they did warn me they may not last until today, and they haven't lasted until very well actually. So they did say you need to use them ASAP, but with it being a bank holiday Monday, I couldn't get them delivered today. So this is our lemon and elderflower cake, and this has been done, it's the new flavour for Prince Harry and Meghan's wedding. So it's a great flavour. I know lots of you have gone mad over that. And we also do the elderflower as well. They're £2.99 each. They're on an opening offer of £2.50. And we've also, if you want to buy the 2 flavours together, we've done a bundle for £4. And then this one isn't the lemon and elderflower. This is salted caramel. But again, just to give you a different take on it and a different colour. And I think both colours are beautiful. And I quite like this little effect, rustic. What do you think? So John, have we got any feedback?
Yeah, lots and lots of likes.
Good.
Lots of very positive comments.
Good.
So thank you very much, everyone.
No worries. I've got a couple of minutes. I'm just going to quickly show you how to do some swirls. So when I did those, all I've done with those flowers there as well, before I go, is I did the cupcakes with them. And I just did different designs with the cupcakes. So with the mini Nifty nozzles, which camera can we go on, John? So with the mini Nifty nozzles, I've used them on the mini cupcakes and on the big cupcakes. So they're great. So you don't have to fill the whole cake. You can just go around in a circle. You can do a half. You can do a whole one if you want to. You know, less is more sometimes. Can you see in the leaves there? I've added the yellow and the green and yellow in the leaves. And in these leaves, they're pink and yellow. The pink hasn't come out as well in that one actually. So, but you know, just play with your colours. I always think the pastels are far nicer than the dark colours, but it's entirely up to you. And I also think two-toning makes it fabulous. So I do hope, guys, that you've learnt loads tonight. So I know there's loads of regulars, and quite a lot of you regulars have been on classes with me as well. So I'm sure you all appreciate having a reminder. So let me just move that one out of the way. And then let's just do you a rose swirl. So what did we do with that one in Wilton? There it is. So we've got some cupcakes here. These are the mini ones. Yep. These are all the little mini ones. I'm not going to decorate them all. But I'll also get those sponges out. They should have cooled down by now. And then what we'll do is, I'm going to use these colours, but it's in the salted caramel flavour. But if you were using the unicorn flavour, that's very great, it doesn't really matter really. So we want to pop the nozzle in the bag there. We're going to chop the bag again, just so that the nozzle is peeping out. Now this is the Wilton 1M. You can use the Wilton 2D if you want. I prefer the 1M because I think it gives a nice sharper edge. So that's what I prefer to use. I'm just going to put the buttercream around the sides. So I don't know, are we on this camera, John? Or am I over here? Sorry, am I looking at the wrong camera?
You're over here at the minute.
It would have been a good idea if John tells me. Sorry guys, here I am playing to this camera. So which one are we on, John?
You're on this one.
Which one? This one? Right, okay then. So John just loves cake decorating, by the way. So he loves Monday nights when we're going to make cakes. Now if it was football, you would get all the commentary. Okay? You'd be there with it, but it's not football. So we're just going to put the pink in the middle. So let me just put the bag down a minute while I get the rest of this. It's not the pink, this is the orchid colour. So let me get this on here. There we go, so that's in there. And let's just do you a couple of roses and then we'll finish off. So these are the mini cupcake cases. They're absolutely fab. And can we see clear enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a rose, we are going to start in the middle and we're just going to go around, and we're not going to waste this one because this is white first, but I will have to squeeze it out because otherwise I'll have to do loads of them. Just 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got the lilac colour. So in the centre, and we're going to go round, round and off. Break it off. Don't drop it in your hand like I've just done. So in the middle, round, round and off. Can you see that okay? Can you see that okay, John?
We can, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so in the middle, round, round and off. Do it again, round, round and off. And where you get that break there, I've got buttercream on my hand, where you get that break there, let's get the leaf nozzle. And again, good idea for having your cloths here, because you must keep your nozzles clean. Okay, so where you get that break, so am I in the centre of the camera there, John?
You are just back towards you a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, so we're just going to do a nice leaf. There, finish it off. I'll just show you again. So where we broke it off, are we there? Right place?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a nice leaf. and one behind it. How pretty are these?
So, Heather just asked a question about shipping to the US. Yes, we can. If you let us know what you want, then we can get a shipping quote for you. We actually have got a new stockist in the US called Country Kitchen Sweetheart. So what we'll do, Heather will message you afterwards with the details of that company, because they do sell, I think it's about 6 or 7 of our flavoured icing sugars. And they sell them online, and they ship nationally across the US.
Super. Am I in the camera?
You are?
Super. So how pretty does it make? Look, doing these. So there you are. There's your little roses for you. Two-toned. And then I'm just going to make this again. Put the white in, and I'll finish up here now. I hope you've enjoyed this session. We do these sessions free of charge. We don't charge for them. The reason we do them is that we're hoping that you're going to buy off our website, that you're going to enjoy looking at the products, and your loyalty will be that you'll come and shop with us as well. We're on sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. We always try to make sure we've got loads of nice goodies on the website, and we obviously try to educate you as well. So as I said, if you are a professional, you may sort of be closing your hands over your eyes and thinking, oh my God, she's doing it all wrong. But I am a hobby baker, and I am showing people my way on how to do it. So then we're going to do the ice cream swirl. So those are the roses. So am I in view of the camera?
Yep.
And for the ice cream swirl, we'll just put a little blob in the middle, and then we're going to go all the way round, and we're going to go up to the top. Yeah? So I've got a shaky hand now, but that's not because of the buttercream. That's because I have overfilled the bag. So into the middle. See how it's not shaking now? Now I've got rid of some of the buttercream. There we go. So you'll see I've changed the colour of the pink. Into the middle. And then I'm going to go all the way around.
Sarah, unfortunately we don't have any stockists in Australia at the moment.
No, we've got a lot of customers who buy direct from Australia for us. They put up with the and New Zealand actually. They put up with the fact that they do have to pay a premium in postage. The other thing is we could do the postage cheaper, but we send it tracked, and I insist on having it tracked. And unfortunately, as much as lots of people are honest, those people who haven't been honest, that it's always the untracked parcels that go missing. So now I won't have it any other way now unless every parcel is tracked, and then that way we don't have any issues. So you will pay a higher premium for that as well. So there you go. I hope that you like those. Maria's going to be scoffing these later. The boys at work will be scoffing them. So are we back on this camera, John?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this house of cake. Little luster thing. Sorry, glasses on. Put them this way.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
A bit more.
Okay, a bit more. Yeah?
Yep.
So this is a little puff. It's edible glitter, this. There's lots of glitters. I love bling on my cake. We do use another one called rainbow dust, but it's not edible. So it makes your cake sparkle for fun. It won't do you any harm if you eat it, but technically you're supposed to tell your customers and your friends to pick it off. Good luck with that one. So anyhow, I thought today I'll use an edible one. So all we're going to do, we're just going to bling these up with a bit of gold on there. Just a few nice puffs. Don't they look pretty? Yeah, and that's the House of Cake range. You've got 5 colours. They're absolutely lovely. Do you like them? What do you think of those? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then I'm just going to bling this one up as well. So they all look the same.
Sarah was hoping that Ella would take a whole lot home with her.
Ella did take a whole lot home with her, and her mummy put a whole lot of it back. So when I came back from Tenerife, a whole lot of it was back because it was over their allowance. But I'm actually posting it out to Ella tomorrow
Verona's asked, we provide instructions on how to use the Nifty nozzles. We have lots of YouTube videos. So if you search Sugar and Crumbs on YouTube, you will find our account, and you'll find all the videos in there.
It is, yeah, super. And it's very difficult to write down the instructions, so that's why I do these tutorials. Can we see this cake, John? Yeah. Is that in the camera? So I'm just going to put this gold on here as well, just to give it a nice little luster. Don't know how well you can see what you can see on this camera, but it really does give it a nice effect, finishes it off. What do you think, Maria? Yeah? Right, so guys, are we back on the main camera? So guys, 10 to 10, I've just got one more thing to show you, and that's to show you the cakes that we baked earlier. So Maria, do you want to pass those to me? Hope you liked all of them.
What was the spray called again?
The spray is called House of Cake. Yeah, just 1 second to clean this board. It's called House of Cake, and they do 5 colours. I think I brought them all in actually. 1 second. So they do a nice rose colour, which is absolutely, which camera? Well, this one.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got this, can you see? A nice rose colour, that's lovely. They do a blush. The gold.
Yeah, Gillian's asking, can you re-watch the live video? Yes, you can. It will be posted on our Facebook page immediately after this session.
And they do a silver. So there's 4 colours, but I thought they did 5. And then we've got the Sugar Flare range of colours, dust as well. This electric blue, the extreme gold, and this lovely violet colour. So they're great. They're all in pumps. They last a long time. They are expensive, but they do last a long time. So well worth the investment. We've also got these little cupcake boxes back in stock again. So these are expensive as well. They're £2 something, but they're great. If you really want to present something to somebody and show off, could you imagine those in here? In fact, let's just take them out, shall we? And see what they would look like in here. And then you're giving them to somebody. Let's put those in there. In fact, these are the mini cakes, aren't they? Oh, I can't put those in. I've done them on mini sponges. Right, okay, no worries. We've got another box for the minis. So these are, I forget that we're on minis because I don't normally do minis all the time, but I wanted to show you those mini foils. Let me just put these in here. These are lovely. But if you have got the minis, you want a box to put them in. Look at this cracking box that we've got. So let's just put that out of the way a minute. So these come in 2 colours. Sorry, Maria. Gold and silver, pink and blue. So let's do the gold and silver. And the liner inside is for 6 cupcake cases, that one, the big ones. Or if you've got the minis, you could pop them in there. Look at that. Perfect. That would help if I just pop them in nice and neat. There we go. A minute. It's like everything when you do it live, it doesn't always work, does it? So let's put those in there. And they just fit in there. Lovely. Not I've done something wrong there, but anyhow. But they all go in there. But they've got a lot of buttercream on these as well, so there you go. And then let's bring you back the cakes.
Could you lift one of the cupcakes up so you can see the glitter?
Yeah, of course we can.
Loose quarters, please.
So let me just get those up. So can you see the glitter? Is that close enough?
Come a little bit closer. Hold it still.
Well, you can see it.
Not sure how well you see the glitter, to be fair.
Yeah, don't know whether you can see it well or not at all. But it is blinging in here. I don't know whether you can see on those. You see the glitter on them? A bit difficult really on the camera. It's very difficult to take a picture, but believe me, they are blinging. And then our cakes that we baked earlier. So let me just show you the sponges. So we're just going to pop them out. And there we go. There's our sponge, nice and flat. Nice and flat, nice and moist. There's nothing worse than a dry cake. These are lovely and moist. Let's give you those, Maria, out the way. They smell gorgeous. These are salted caramel rolls. And that was all from a £1 mix, 16 ounces. Look, they're lovely. Yeah. So I will put them to good use tomorrow. So I've got 3 cakes here now. One for work, one for a friend, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I can see Maria's got her eyes on it. There we go. And do you want to pass me the cupcake cases as well? So which camera are we on, John? On this one? Which one are we on?
This one?
It's not football, it's cake. So there we go, look, they're lovely. So these little mini foils, just pop them in your normal cake tin, yeah. Bake those. And the Union Jack ones there, I've done as a bundle. So you can also buy the Royal Bundle. So you can buy your lemon and elderflower, your elderflower, 25 single cupcake boxes, plus your cupcake cases as well. And I think they're about £9 something for the set. And these came out and there was no change in colour. Look at those, how lovely they are. So there's not many white left. I think there's about 5 sets of the white left. Grab them while you can. And the red hasn't changed colour either. So let's break one of these sponges up so you can see how lovely they are. Which camera are we on, John? So you can see how lovely and moist they are. And let's break them in half. Really good. So there you go, guys. For those of you who can't bake, I've just showed you how to bake in bulk. So back to the big camera, John. So I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Those newbies were always 2 hours on a Monday night. It's always me, John and Maria in the kitchen. Sometimes we have a guest on, and next Monday we've got a guest on. We've got Claire Corbett. She has actually opened up her own shop as well called the something thistle, isn't it? Sugar thistle, something. I don't know. She'll tell you next week. And she will be here telling you all about the classes she does, and she'll be making macarons here for you live next Monday at 8 o'clock using the flavoured icing sugars. On Thursday, I've seen these about, and I saw a lady on our community post that she made them, and I thought, I really like that. I've never seen them before. I'll have a go. So last night when I was here, we always look after an old man on a weekend, give him his tea, and him and John were watching the football. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to come in the kitchen and play, and I made these. So I don't know whether you can see them very well. So I've not finished them, okay, but do you like them? So I've made 2 cups and saucers, a Swiss roll, a cake, a 4-layered cake, a teapot, and I've got a few other things to make. So I am going to carry on making those, and I'm going to show you how to make those on this Thursday's morning live session. So at 11 AM, there's no baking. We're going to use the Saraceno, and we're going to make those. I hope you like those. Are you looking forward to them? So I'm going to do a cake to display them on, and I'll show you how to make that. I'm not going to make the cake. The cake will be part decorated, but I'll show you how to make these little decorations. If you've got big clumpy hands like me, it is a nightmare, and those of you who've got lovely delicate little fingers are going to find this really easy. So I reckon I will be having loads of fun on Thursday with this one with you guys. So I just want to say goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you share our page. Make sure you invite your friends to join the Sugar and Crumbs community. Let everybody know what a fab community it is. Please like my Facebook page. It's very important. I've sent loads of you invitations, so just go back into our actual page, Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, and see if you actually like it. Like it, share it. If you've got any positive reviews you want to say about us, pop onto the review section, write reviews about us, how you felt about our service. You know, the more that you can tell people about Sugar and Crumbs and how hard we're working. We're a small family-owned business. We work very hard to help you guys, and our appreciation would be if you would write some comments about us. So I am going to...
One final thing, just sorry.
Go on.
Could you turn one of the mini cupcakes upside down so you can see the bottom of it?
This camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to look at a few of them? So that one was the pink. That's the green.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Got loads of colours, and they come in bundles of 500 as well, so they're great. So I'm definitely going now. Make sure you like and share. Pop onto our website www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. The mini Nifty nozzles are on offer. Make sure you buy those. Get your new wedding flavours, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to bake for the royal wedding. Even if you're not a royalist, you know what, join in the fun. You know, it's not often we get something really exciting to celebrate. So I will see you on Thursday at 11 o'clock AM UK time. Thanks for joining us. Thanks Maria, thanks John. Bye bye.